708-223-8953. And remember, go to intellectualradio.com and subscribe and share. That is very important to do. We have to continue to build this radio brand up and make sure that we support real quality edutainment, education, intellectual education. IntellectualRadio.com. Go subscribe and share. And thank you all for tuning in. We had a great show Tuesday, and I'm expecting a couple calls in today, and quite a few calls today. I wanted to be more about the callers as I just started to build on the narrative, but I want y'all to really be able to comment so they can know that it ain't about Tyrone just talking to you. It's about us really having an input on what it is that we want to do in this city and in this country. This is just a platform for voices and concern, as well as to educate us, because there's a lot of people that know way more than I know. I'm just inspired to be a vessel or a messenger to get I say truth out, because I believe what I'm saying is true. And those who, the work is what it's gonna take. I always say I do more in a day than a lot of people do in a whole month. and that's not a slight to people who don't do nothing. I'm just saying that I'm so eager and always taking on projects and always doing stuff because in my mind, we don't have enough time. In my mind, and I'm trying to get y'all to kind of understand, and even my family members, like, just to understand that when you lose time and you spending 21 years in prison and you spend all that time away from freedom. And me, I'm talking about if you're active in prison. You got a lot of people that go to prison, they just do time. Time served me. I allowed time to serve me. I wanted to be proactive. I created things in my heart, my mind, my heart, even wrote a book, Men on the Inside, Observations of Deviant, Prison 13. We have a call already? We got it. Yes. Let me take this call because I really want to I want our callers to call in. So what I have to say is not important as what they have to say to me. Hello, this is Intellectual Radio. This is ex-cons with Trump Lives, Tyrone Muhammad. How can I help?
Hey, Tyrone.
Hey, what's up, my brother?
Yeah, I want to ask you something about the Chicago mayor. I think Chicago mayor, I think next 4 years, if he run again, I think he's gonna win.
If who run again?
The Chicago mayor.
The Mayor Johnson?
Yeah, he's gonna win all the time.
You say he gonna win again?
Yeah, he's gonna win. I believe that 100%.
Why you believe he'll win again?
Because he's not doing nothing different. He's doing the same thing that everybody's doing. When they brought the people from from Ukraine, nobody said nothing about it. Nobody opened their mouth. But now, because they bring the other color people, everybody's talking about it. Then I think he's gonna win all the time. He's not gonna lose.
You think so? Okay.
I know that. I believe that 100%.
Yeah. So I can't say. I don't think so. I think the landscape of what I've seen in the communities in around Chicago, I see the people, they're kind of building strength. I see so many people coming on from unconsciousness. I'm talking about young people, and I'm not talking about these old brainwashed black people. I'm talking about real conscientious young people. These young folks, a lot of people don't talk to them. They're afraid of them. But I talk to them. I see them. And they are not happy. One thing they're not happy with, and a lot of them stayed home because they was dissatisfied with the Democrats. And a lot of them voted for Trump because they have really no other way to go. So Trump was their protest vote. So I think when we start talking about all the different caliber of people that's going to run this time, it's going to be more people in the mayoral clown race than ever before. Yeah, and I guarantee you, I don't believe. I think Brandon Johnson. I call him OTJ, one term Johnson. I think he's gonna be in the same position, and he's not gonna get. It's just impossible to me to believe that so many black people he gave all those resources. Yeah, initially they they was okay with that because they sat back and they was quiet. But this man delivered nothing really substantial to the black community to make them. Without the black vote, he most definitely can't be mayor. Without the black
Yeah,
vote,
but
he can't be mayor.
Taro, you don't know. You don't think even you're gonna change later on? Let's say 1 year from now, or two, or 1.5 years. If he changed the way he is, you don't think even you're gonna
He
vote
don't
for him?
even have it in him to change. He is who
No,
he
you
is.
don't.
He
Taro, you
is who
don't
he
know that.
is. I do. I'm watching him. He don't have the ability to do nothing substantial for black people. He's who
So you
he is. He's who he is, and he's not his own man. He worked for Pollards and all these other groups. He worked for special interest groups. He has no power outside of what they tell him to do. That man don't have no free thinking. He has nothing. They have a set a narrative and a dialogue around. Oh, we're gonna make Chicago a better, stronger, safer Chicago. That's his go-to line. There's no real, there's no real progress in that statement. And so, real lastly, what else you got? Anything else you want to say, my brother?
Yeah, that's the only thing I want to say. But I hope maybe you change your mind. Maybe 1 year from now, I think we have to keep him in power. He's gonna change.
Nah, he won't do nothing different. But thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon. So what I found out, and even with that, once again, live call in 708-223-8953. Do y'all think Brandon gonna be who out there think Brandon would be? Y'all heard the last caller would be a mayor in Chicago. What is that? 26? What is it? 27? 2027. Who think Brandon Johnson would would be reelected out there? That's 708-223-8953. Me personally, I don't think he can win again. And me personally, it is my goal to make sure JB Pritzker never win again. This guy here, this guy here, and we haven't seen him since the apology tour. He went around apologizing for getting caught in the Bogorovich tapes for really calling black men less of the other two Negroes. That's really it. He has no respect for black leadership. He's shown that in the way he's disrespected Chris Welch. He's shown that in the way that he's disrespected Brandon Johnson. And these men are both men in leadership, one in the city, one in the state house. This guy would never, he would have never talked to Madigan the way he talked to Chris Welch. He would have never speak of Welch. He would have never did that. I guarantee you. He would have never talked to Madigan the way he spoke with Chris Welch and Brandon Johnson. Then this man tell Brandon Johnson to really mind how he act in his house. This tell you how he think. He think the State House is his house. He think the State House is his house. The State House is the people's house. The people sent this man to represent. This man told Brandon Johnson, don't come down to my house. My house. And all of these elected officials, none of them said nothing about that. None of them said nothing about that at all. They didn't say nothing. He said his house, while we sent all them black elected representatives, Congress, state senators, we sent all them down there. You know why they don't say nothing when the governor is out of pocket? Because they looking to get money from him. They looking for some sort of prestige that this man would give them. He's a greedy liar. He's a greedy thief. And he cares nothing but about his cronies and his rappies. That's why we are so out of touch and out of place with the cannabis industry. And then this man is so devious and diabolical in creating wealth for his friends. He not only want to ban and abolish the hemp that's federally legal. He not only want to ban it, he want to bring it all back under the Cannabis Act. And we got our little silly Negro black people who got a license, can't get it off the ground. They can't even get their license. We did all of this fighting on the front line for these black people to get them licensed. And they sold them all. I think 80% or 90%. If I'm lying, somebody let me know. Or if I'm misinformed. 75 to 85% of all those licenses that we fought for black people to receive, they sold them all back to the white MSOs. The MSOs are multi-state operators in cannabis. They own multiple cannabis in multiple states. They own multiple licenses in multiple states. They sold it back to them. They sold it back. And it's really sad. And you know, I understand what my brothers mean when he first called. Because black folks don't participate, really. We got all the opinion in the world. We talk so much. We want to be knowledgeable, but we don't do nothing in the streets significant that shows our collective collaboration. We don't produce nothing. We always got something to say. Even like now, just understanding, like I just asked, who out there believe that Brandon Johnson will be mayor in 2027? Call in your opinion, your thoughts, your whatever. We don't respond. We don't respond to opinions and suggestions, yet we always got something to say when the chips are on the line. When stuff happened to us, the whole like I'm listening to the crybaby Democrats right now. They just all crying, all the gatekeepers, the Roland Martins, all of these MSNBC, CBS, NBC, ABC. I listen to all the political punditry. I listened to them crying. They had over 12 years in presidential. Last 12 years. Something like that. 12 years from Obama, Clinton, Obama, and then Biden. Like 12 years to get this thing right. They want to talk about what Trump is taking from them. Let me tell y'all something. I watched the trans do all this, our transgender brothers and sisters down there crying and hollering about what's going to be took against them, what's against them. But guess what they don't do? And I've said it before. You watch black women and children get murdered all in Chicago. At one time, I think 2 years ago, it was like 200 and some black women and children murdered in Chicago. And no transgender did no march downtown to say, why is black women and children being murdered? No LGBTQ community did any of that. And y'all can forget about it. Black men are murdered wholesale every day in this city. And our own hands sometimes, most of the time, all the time, a lot. And nobody, no Democrats, all this crime, y'all see all this crime they doing? About some budget and some money. They never cried one tear about all these black men that go to prison every day because of disinvestment. A lot of them are economic crimes. They haven't cried one time, really, in a group of nothing to do no march downstate. Look at them, all down at the state capitol, talking about what Trump doing. The people voted for Trump. You done. Sit down. Sit your crybaby down. Sit down. Y'all had y'all chance, and you ain't do nothing with it. Y'all squandered it. Y'all gave the money to every country. Y'all gave the money to all this pork, all this insignificant stuff we've been spending money on. That man said, we cleaning that up. We bringing it back. I do hope that it reached the communities that's most affected by poverty and crime and violence and miseducation and everything else. I really hope that it trickles down. But y'all, man, they've been in office 3 weeks. And y'all crying already. I've never seen a president more active. I've never seen a president more active than I've seen Donald Trump. Not even this so-called young, energetic Barack Obama. Trump don't miss an event, I don't think. This man don't miss it. If you want to know, he has, what is he, 70-something? If you want to know the epitome of work ethic, if you want to know that, look at Trump. Look at his work ethic. This man is old, and he's nonstop in his effort to fix America. You can call it what you want to call it. You can hate all you want to on the man. Go ahead, hate. You're going to be hating for 4 years, unless they're going to kill him. Unless they're going to kill him before 4 years. They've already tried that, 3 times? I'm sure they got some more up their sleeve. That's amazing. Under the current Democrat administration, this man is being shot at and assassinated. Yeah, the Republicans, as much as you hate him, wasn't nobody trying to shoot Joe Biden from the Republican side. It don't seem like they the ones that's so evil. Why is it that y'all trying to kill Trump? Is it because there's something good in him? Is something about him? They trying to kill a man. You're not finna make me think with the Clinton 94 crime bill and ushering a mass incarceration and murder of black men under Trump, on Biden, under Biden and Clinton, that nobody is trying to assassinate Joe Biden. He's done more to destroy black communities than Trump has. I can prove that. Under this Democratic administration, under Joe Biden and Clinton and Obama, Obama was the deporter in chief, and I didn't hear this much garbage from those that was talking about deportation and ICE. Under Obama, look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. Obama deported more illegals, immigrant than Donald Trump has ever, in both terms. So it's hypocrisy to think that all of a sudden that man been in office 3 weeks and y'all done lost y'all mind. I ain't felt no effects of Trump being in office. In fact, I feel motivated. I feel motivated because you all thought y'all were going to just steal all the money. Y'all just thought y'all were going to keep stealing. So all these all these different programs, social programs, violence prevention programs, reentry programs, workforce development program, all these programs that's been funded that don't put our people to work, not in no mass number, that don't really deal with our community, these programs ain't not going to be funded. So what? We didn't eat off of them. So what? Good. I need to take some more. I need to be indulged. I got a few programs and organizations that don't need to get another dollar. When I talk to Trump, I'm going to tell him. I got a lot more in Chicago that need to be removed, that you can make sure they don't get no government funds. Because you can't see what the outside of them paying salaries. It's not really affected. Look at our communities. What are these programs doing? Y'all sat back and watched Brandon Johnson give the first 51 million, and there was only a handful of black people hollering about that. Hook, line, and sinker. Y'all went along with it. And y'all hypocrites. Most of y'all are hypocrites. All hypocrites. How many of y'all lock y'all doors in Chicago? Please tell me how many of you hypocrites that talking about the borders not being secured actually lock your doors. I'm going to go to the house of some of these hypocrites that I hear crying, and I'm going to turn their knobs just to see if their door open, since they don't need no border secured. Your hypocrite butt to have no business locking your doors. And if you got a car, I'm going to open your car door. Matter of fact, just bust out all the windows. They don't need no doggone windows because it's open. Just leave your car open. You hypocrites. Y'all choop, choop, choop. Y'all pushing the chirp button. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Y'all chirping. Y'all a hypocrite. I guarantee you Brandon Johnson door not locked. I mean locked. And he got police. And he still lock his doors. What y'all bet? I bet you that mansion down there near Rush Street where J.B. Pritzker live, that big old house, that mansion, y'all know the block? Somebody try to open that. His gate even locked. Look at these hypocrites. They gonna tell the Trump, don't secure the borders. So any Tom and Harry, Dick is a name, and Harry can walk through without being identified. Y'all are liars. Y'all are liars. Y'all are liars. Y'all not going to let no strange bum walk in your house with your kids and your women and your children. Some of these crybaby men I'm seeing. Did y'all see crybaby Roland Martin? Did y'all see them? Man, that would be my only argument if I was Trump. Do y'all lock y'all doors at home? Do y'all lock y'all cars at home? What's the purpose of having metal detectors at school if we don't think somebody will hurt us? What's the purpose of having metal detectors at the airport? Surely y'all not afraid of nobody blowing the plane up, are you? Surely you not afraid of how in the world do we have TSA if we don't have border protection? Won't y'all just get on those big old planes, and there's a lot of them been coming down lately. How silly do y'all sound? I could spend a whole hour just talking about how silly y'all sound. Don't lock the door. And if you own a business, don't lock it. Especially you people down there crying, there's corporations that support the migrant, the immigration, the lack of border security. Don't lock your stores up. And some of these ones lock their products up, like Walgreens and Costco. They lock the products up in our neighborhood. You know why they lock them products up in Walgreens? Y'all know why? Because somebody's going to steal them. Somebody's going to steal them. So how in the world you going to let non-citizens and from impoverished countries, impoverished communities, broken communities, come in a wealthy country, one of the richest countries in the world, without checks and balances? Huh? Y'all lying. Y'all need to stop this fear mongering, because y'all know that man not lying about needing the borders locked. Man, who would get on a plane that's unsecured? Who in their right mind will go up thousands of feet in the air when the only thing that you can do is go down? That's the only way to get home. You got to go down once you go up and land that thing safely. Forget it. We don't need TSA neither. If we don't need border security to protect American citizens, then we don't need TSA either. Matter of fact, why we need police? Put your lying butts. PG. Y'all know what I want to say. Y'all liars. Y'all hypocrites. Y'all are hypocrites. Stop crying. Stop crying and accept the people have spoken. If you had to give the people what they needed in every city, y'all went to them swing states full of black people. They ain't vote for y'all. Full of liberal white people who changed their votes. And people just simply stay home. Why should they come out and listen to you liars? Why? Y'all got the same speech. Y'all don't have to do nothing. I can tell you the same speech in every doggone, every liberal. The same speech gonna be the same thing. You'll never hear them say, you know what? As an elected official, it is my duty to make sure that every black child in America, I'm talking about black politicians now, because we know Dick Durbin, J.B. Pritzker don't give a damn about black children. Have they even uttered the word black children in their mouth? Have they ever? At least you heard Trump say black people need a better way. They should be given resources. At least heard Donald Trump say that. I haven't even heard Barack Obama just exclusively say something for black people. Sure didn't hear Kamala Harris say it. She, in fact, said, I'm not going to just talk about for black people. And it's the person y'all thought was going to beat King Trump. Are y'all crazy? I knew what was going to happen to y'all. You think I just said ex-cons for Trump for nothing? We on the ground. We know the landscape. Whether we at the table or not, we the pulse. We the pulse of the people. Hate it and love it. The underdogs on top. And I'm on time, on at the whatever it go. However they say. Y'all, the underdogs on top. Y'all did everything to kill that man. Y'all use y'all judicial system to prosecute that man. That's a whole sitting president. That's a whole president. Former president. Y'all had that man in mugshots. Y'all did that. Politicians did that. If y'all could do that to a rich white man, if y'all could do that to a former president, man, the little poor black man got a chance. No wonder so many black people are so wrongfully convicted in America. It don't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense that this many people, that they could do that to that man, and we're sitting here talking about justice for black men. In an unjust judicial system, the police department is unjust because it's not rooted in justice for all. Under the Democratic leadership. Let me remind y'all, while I'm on this tangent, since I got to be the one to expound only. Black lieutenant governor who ineffective. She has no real, maybe I can help her be a better lieutenant governor by talking about her. But she don't care. They don't care about what no ex-con say. They so disrespectful. Like we not a part of the fiber in the fabric of society. That's like talking about former slaves. Because that's all prison is. Slave encampments. No matter what, most of that's economic crimes. 90% of the people in prison are in prison because of economic crimes. Y'all can talk all y'all want to. 90% of the people in prison are in prison because of economic crimes. Even if they get caught with a gun, that's economics. Because they need a tool to rob your stupid butt. It's economic crimes. All of it. Even if they carjacking you. Economic crimes. You get the few drug riders. But it's economic time because I need this car to go rob you or shoot you. All of it. They don't produce the car. They don't produce the gun. You see how all this stuff plays out. But then you mad at them for using their tools, their profession, because you got no other thing to replace it with. As elected officials, you have nothing to replace their tools with. You can't put a hammer in their hand because when you look at the contracts in the city government and construction, black men ain't on those sites. Less than 2% of these contracts go to us. Under a black mayor. We just had a black female mayor. Under black, we dying. Under black, we dead. Black hasn't proved to be nothing but death. You dying under Tony Pratt-Winkle. How long she been in office? I hear about the city contracts, but is anybody out there in Radio Land can tell me how many what's the percentage of black contracts we get in the county? Is there anybody out there got some sense? That's not sitting out like a bump on the log listening to me. Who can research? Who know how many contract black people get from Cook County? This old woman been in there forever. And they so crazy, they are dying leadership before they pass it on. Hence Danny Davis. Bobby Rush, I don't know who made you sit down, but I'm so glad they did. Barely talk. And still in office. Man, y'all should have said it. I shouldn't have to say it. Y'all should have said it. When I was in prison, y'all should say, man, it's time for you to go. Y'all disrespectful to the community. And you wonder why we say Trump. Keep going. Even when we had a black state's attorney who was trying to find some balance, as she say, y'all ran her out of there. Now y'all get a white woman who violate black babies, who the Democratic Party, Tony Pratt-Winkle and all the whole Democratic Party in Chicago said that our current state's attorney was unelectable. Then they turned around and supported her over Bob Fioretti, who we know, that's the name we know in our communities. We know who Bob Fioretti is. But they play party politics. And that state's attorney is only interested in locking black men and boys up. And the few little silly little girls that want to run around with guns and hurt each other. That need guidance themselves. Sisters, the young black girls are the fastest growing prison population. While y'all sitting around here talking about y'all for sororities. Y'all need to go out there and put a handle on these baby girls who watching y'all twerk and dance. And y'all supposed to be the enlightened ones. Sister AKAs and Sister Deltas. Y'all need to get on y'all job and get there. You can't expect black men to raise these girls. Just like I don't expect black women to raise black boys and men only. Y'all got to get on y'all job. I'm telling you, it's so much to talk about as a family. And X comes with Trump. Yeah, Trump was the only one available. Trump created the First Step Act that released thousands of black men and brown men and white men from federal prison to go back out and be with their families. Do y'all understand that the state's attorney wanted to give me life in prison? Even when they said the statute said only a certain amount of time, they were still pushing to keep him in prison. Just imagine that. Just imagine how many Tyrone Muhammads are sitting in prison that could be contributing members to society in some form or fashion. Some form of fashion. They could contribute. So I'm telling y'all, man, let me get this call coming in. Stand by.
I'm doing good.
This is X-Cons for Trump Live.
And, chop it up with Brother Tyrone.
All right, you got Tyrone. Go ahead. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, greetings, soldier. This is Brother Steven here. How we doing, Brother Tyrone?
How you doing, Steven? Steven Starks, right?
Yes. Steven Starks, also known as Mr. Just One Spark.
You said just what?
I said also known as Mr. Just One Spark.
That is. What's up, brother? How can you, what message, thought, suggestion, wisdom you could give to the people?
Hey, well, thank you, brother. I'm listening to you, and in light of everything that's happening right now, the number one solution for us is that we must declare a state of emergency in the Black communities. Mm-hmm. That has to be done by as many individuals, organizations as possible. But that's the only thing that's going to get us to stop, because once we make the declaration that we are in a state of emergency, now we've got to sit down and figure out, well, what is supposed to kick into place now? Yeah. What are some of the things that have to happen immediately after we make this declaration? So it changes the mode and the direction of everything that we're trying to do, Brother Tyrone.
Yes, sir.
Because it's going to be talked about in every church service. It's going to be talked about at the beginning of the day of every classroom. After they pledge allegiance to the flag, now we're in a state of emergency.
Right.
And the schools send it home to the parents. I mean, this is how official it has to be, but I think it starts with just a press conference. On this day, do we declare a state of emergency? Now, we're taking the lead, Brother Tyrone.
So, let me say this to you.
In the direction that it goes.
I agree, and I've said, and I've been doing it on the ground, organizing 100 black men for that action and press conference. So I'm saying to you now, and I'm going to say it publicly right now, that we need to determine, and it can start with you and I, Brother Stephen. We start today. I don't know if I have your number online, but you can inbox me. And start today. We're going to determine a day that we declare state of emergency, bro. And Brother Stephen, I'm not talking about our women folk. I'm talking about black men, bro. I'm talking about black men. Women can stand with us, but they've been standing and they've been out front. They've been victimized. They've been violated. I'm saying today, bro, as you said, and we going to call it a state of emergency, and with our contacts with the White House that we've been making, we declaring a state of emergency for black communities all over this country. And we demand the resources, and we demand new leadership in the black community, Brother Stephen, because these handkerchief heads these giving leaders can't lead us, bro. They can't stand firm and fight against a party that's been violating us. They party before people, bro. And that's on the Republican and the Democratic side. They're party, them rhinos for the Republicans, and these, I don't know what to call these liberal.
I call them Democratic sycophants.
Sycophants.
All right. So people don't know what a sycophant is, but in layman's terms, a sycophant is a groupie. Mm-hmm. So we got Democratic Party groupies
who are willing to allow themselves to be used any kind of which way possible to advance the agenda of the Democratic National Committee. But in no time in all its allegiance that they're paying do we as a people benefit from their support of the Democratic agenda, from their participation in this trickery. So for us now, we needed a situation where we had somebody in complete power. Trump is going to advance much of his agenda because the Democrats have nothing to stop him.
And we then need to come together. That's why, in understanding what I've been building with the Independent Party of America, because we have to declare ourselves divorced really from both of those initiatives because both parties have violated us. So we're saying we're coming together now. Once we got we're a strong middle, now we can say, okay, we only issue orientated. What is it that you're going to give us for our vote? Or where we can win, like the local elections and remove aldermen and state reps and county board presidents and everything else, then we're going to show them. I think this is the biggest in 2026. I think when we remove 5 to 10 aldermen, I think we're going to send a shockwave through this. And we put our own state reps in. And right now we're building our own political action committee to fund that operation to remove these sycophants. To remove them, bro. So once I hang up from this tonight or tomorrow, you and I and anybody else want to be a part of it, bro, we'll figure it out. They'll come.
Oh, yes.
And we'll build our 100 man. We're declaring. We'll go to the state capitol. We'll have a press conference, and we go to City Hall and have a press conference start locally to say, hey, we demanding the resources necessary that's allocated for everybody but black men and to take care of his family and his community. We demanding those resources today, right here, Mr. President. Brandon Johnson, we going at you first because he's the closest to us. He's our jugular vein, bro.
And all politics are local.
And all politics
what we
are
also
local.
need to do, which is going to be very strategic.
Yes, sir.
While Trump is in his first 100 days and he's in the practice of signing all his executive orders, we need an executive order from Trump. Giving our people special designation. No longer can we get lumped in with all these other minorities.
That's right.
Once that has happened,
that's right.
The way that they tricked us with integration, they really opened up the door to dilute our situation with all these newcomers looking for opportunity, who care nothing about our Holocaust as a people in this country and in the diaspora. They care nothing about the complexities that we deal with. They just see this as a land of opportunity for them. So we need special designation, even from the city, from City Hall. And there needs to be resolutions that deal with us specifically so allocation comes to us differently. But we cannot stay lumped in with all these other races and thinking that we're going to advance because now they have issues and concerns that are just as important to them. So they can't fight on our behalf.
That's right.
We have to be able to stand up on our own and fight on our own behalf and legislate on behalf of us as a people, first and foremost.
You know the good thing we have? Because I've already made the stand. I've took the hits from my own people. Right. I've even took the hits from ex-cons, bro. To take a stance to say, hey, we riding with Trump. We riding with that because Trump represents. It's almost like Dr. King said what you just pretty much said. He said, I heard Harry Belafonte say, Dr. King said he regret that he made it just integrated black people into a burning house.
Come on.
That's Dr. King, bro. That's Dr. King saying that. So I know he did. I know he integrated us into a burning house. And we still in the burning house.
And Tyrone, one thing we're going to do, we're just not going to support Trump wholeheartedly. No. We're going to exploit and manipulate the Trump administration to our advantage by effectively lobbying the Trump administration. There's so much power that man has in a signing of a piece of paper. We've got to maximize the power of him signing executive orders and making proclamations and take those now as sparks to ignite movements that we need to begin to really address. You know what I'm saying? What's going on out here? But if these
let
white
me say
folks
this to you,
can
brother.
pardon themselves, if they can pardon themselves wholesale, we're going to get on and on some of these pardons and these sentence commutations for many of our brothers and sisters.
So one of the top things I've been on with a lot of them before he leave is with the political prisoners, especially Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford. I've been on top of that and pushing those agenda. And I have a whole little brother doing 85 years in prison. My little brother is in prison right now in Menard. 85 years, bro. This the crazy part, right? A Tyrone Muhammad can do 20 years for murder and come home and be a productive member in society, right? The same crime under the Clinton 94 crime bill, my little brother can do 85 years now for the same act. The crime didn't change. The statute changed to keep black men and boys in perpetual state of the debauchery and murder. They essentially, regardless of, so the parole system do not allow them to come before a Tyrone Muhammad or Stephen for us, street savage, smart black men, to see if this young man that's now a grown man or old man is capable of having his freedom. We allow legislators to act as though they care about black men getting killed. They don't care about black men killing black men. They just use the system to kill us both.
Well, listen, we can exploit and manipulate these laws because all of these laws must be equally applied or they're in violation themselves, those who enforce the law or enact the law. So if I have been tried and convicted by a jury of my peers, then it should be a body of my peers that I go before to get parole.
But it was that first of all, you never was tried and convicted by a jury of your peers because they would come from Inglewood, Lawndale, Roseland, Woodlawn. Most of us don't even go to most of the duck juries selection. So there ain't no way in the world. All I'm gonna tell y'all like this listening. You can hate all you want, you can say what you want. All of everybody that's black that's in prison is wrongly convicted. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that again, because none of them was tried by a jury of their peers. None of them. White men, like for me, I had 10 white people, 1 Indian, and 1 black woman found me guilty.
So Brother Tyrone, now we have to challenge interpretation of the law.
That's right.
So it has to be challenged because we have to be able to set legal precedent. If the law is being misinterpreted, or we can present a stronger argument or stronger interpretation, a jury of your peers. Now we poll a certain amount of people.
That's right.
Everybody knows if you use the word peers,
that's right.
These are people that know me,
exactly.
that I know, that I'm familiar with, that I'm around in the same setting on
a regular basis. Or social economic background, educational background. You see what I'm saying? Health background, trauma background. You can't geographic background. See, these are things we almost have to say we at war because the Constitution was never meant for us anyway. The amendments was never meant for us to win. They was always meant to capture or encapsulate a certain class and cast of individual in a system and trap them. So, hey, bro, We got this here, man. We got this, and we got to start somewhere. It's nothing for us to get 10 men in the circle. It's nothing for us to get 20 men in a circle. Then it's not gonna be nothing for us to get 40. The problem is, Brother Stephen, why we can't come together. I see somebody said we should have that conversation behind doors. No, we shouldn't, because they don't have it behind doors. They said in our face. They said in our face. They said in our face, and they violate us in our face. It don't matter what they say behind doors. I watch what they do in our face. It don't matter. They do it in our face, and we don't do nothing about it.
But listen, publicly declaring a state of emergency, at the same time we can declare war on poverty, ignorance, and destructive behaviors in our community. So now we speak to it publicly all the time because it's a state of emergency and we are at war.
And not only that, Steve,
ignorance and destructive behavior.
And with that, we're gonna put this agenda together and we're gonna build it. But not only that, bro, we don't have to say anything because, for one, and I'm gonna say this out loud, we don't produce no phones. We don't produce nothing. Everything that we use, they know. They know everything about us. We're not hiding. They watch our elected officials sell us out. That's why Trump can say I can cut. That's why Trump can say I'm gonna cut DEI. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, because they watch us abuse that system against a particular people, and we benefit not from that. DEI, white women, LGBTQ community, and foreigners benefit more from DEI than black men could ever see.
Ooh, but great point, Tyrone. Look at this. There's East Indians, there's Asians in particular, and Arabs in particular who benefit from DEI and lost contracts or lost certain positions or something, but they're not whining about it because they already have an economic security system within their own communities. This is why you don't see any Arabs and East Indians out here on the street
protesting
and panhandling. You can't go to Chinatown and see any Asian people out there with a cup in their hand.
None. You won't see it. You won't see it, and you don't even see it in Little Village. You don't see it in Little Italy. You don't see it in Mexican. You don't see it nowhere. Devon Street, nowhere.
No.
I love it, bro.
They don't depend on this system. They only exploit and manipulate this system of capitalism to their advantage. But they do it as a group, not as individuals. So all we need to do is study the examples of the successful ones here in America. Stop following the pale male's example. There are other examples that we can also emulate, but keep following the white man's way and thinking what the white man's thinking. We're going to keep getting what the white man has always given us, which is slavery.
And I want to say this last thing before you go.
Yes, sir.
They sitting here crying about what Trump is doing. I'm talking about black people. What they don't understand is what they're seeing is white men fighting against white men to right their system. That has nothing to do with us. We have our own issues and our own fight we have to have with ourselves, because why do I respect the man who can't protect his women and children? We looking for the police to do for us what we as black men should be doing for ourselves when it comes to our sons and our nephews and cousins violating black women and children. First of all, you ain't no white man, no police, no government supposed to be in our business when we stand on little homies for murdering their aunties and women in these communities. But you too many coward black men who do nothing. That's why the boys are able to perpetrate maneuvers of terrorism on black women, communities, and black children. We got to do something, bro. It's on us. Trump brother, shouldn't have to help us.
Before I go, lastly, let me just say this to you, man. I want to give you much respect and big kudos. I first saw you, Brother Tyrone, on a video when Minister Farrakhan had visited Cook County Jail. And at the end of that lecture, he stopped and turned to you and saluted you. Wow. And I saw on the camera that you saluted him back. And I didn't even know who you were, but I just remember that moment.
Was I in prison?
No, it was in Cook County Jail.
I was in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in Cook County. He came and spoke to the brothers,
yes, sir.
Over in the county. But I just remember that probably was the beginning of your whole journey with the legal system in that sense. But
yeah,
the look of pride that you had on your face, and just the fact that he, stopped and acknowledged you like that, it was clear that he was saluting you. So whoever you were back then, to get that kind of salute, to see you where you are now, and you striving to do bigger and better things, and coming out of that situation, man, big up to you. You are a great example for so many people. So your story and your struggle and your mission and your progress needs to be known to more of our young people in particular, my brother. So give thanks for you.
Thank you, brother, for calling in. I appreciate it.
All right, big bro. Peace and blessings.
All right. So, what time we? How much we got left? What time is it? Oh, we at it. I love it, man. Thank you, Stephen. I'll give you a call, brother. But in closing, this is what it's about. It's gonna take us to save us. We have to be the message we bring. No, we're not perfect, man. I'm not. I got all type of issues. But my service is my repair. My service is my repair. My service is my forgiveness. My service to my people and my fight in the stress, the trauma and the stress. I get my trauma and stress out by being of service to my community. I try to do as much as I can around creating opportunities. I'm always looking for opportunities. I'm always searching to be owner something, a collaborative effort or partner in something that may increase our opportunity to gain revenue so we could do some great stuff. We receive nothing from this government because it's clear to me that if you stand as a black man in a liberal, progressive city, state, or country, you absolutely are gonna get violated because everybody that ever approached me about my way always tell me to be cool and play the game. That's the worst thing you can say to me, is to shut up, be quiet, and play the game and get what you need. You know what that tells me? That I'm doing it the right way. That I'm actually causing a problem for the powers that be and for those people that will use our people's socioeconomic condition for personal gain. If I'm in a position of authority or I am in a political position, my solely job is to work for the people. And I should never tire and be bored with talking to the community. I should never be tired of kissing and hugging babies and rubbing dogs. I should never be tired to talk and listen to the cries of a mother whose son is being murdered every day in these communities. If you're tired of listening to your people, if you're tired of hugging babies and women that's been violated, if you're tired of rubbing the heads of little puppies, then this ain't for you. You don't have it. Bow out. This is not a socialite position. That means for you, all your aldermen and reps and everybody who just show up to drink and party and whatever else y'all do down at our state houses, get out the way because the jig is up. Trump is pulling the wool, raising y'all skirts up and finding that y'all ain't got what y'all say y'all got under there. And we standing strong and we going to build. And y'all can ignore us and treat us like we're insignificant. But watch, you ain't going to be able to deny our power as a unified black men. Returning citizens all over the world are standing up. We got big event finna happen in New Jersey with ex-cons, white, black, and brown. Keep playing with us. Keep thinking we're a joke. Keep watching and ignoring us. Keep not thinking you don't supposed to fund our organizations and we trying to save women and boys out here. Keep on. You're going to see that we're not in the play with. With that being said, I'm Tyrone Muhammad. We'll see you again on Tuesday. This is Ex-Cons for Trump Live on Intellectual Radio. I thank you for your support. We thank you for tuning in and keep listening in and be the change you want to see. Look in the mirror, figure out what it is you need to do. But you're welcome to be a part of what we're building. So I thank y'all once again. Subscribe and share intellectualradio.com. Take care.
You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimension of third, I savage. Y'all have been working too hard for something that didn't need sacrifice. And I guess you didn't take it too far and won't value yourself for the right price. But you